Gather around, ladies. Welcome to a new session. Today, we speak about the art of seduction. Now, we often think that seduction is boobies, bumps, yes? No. It's not just boobies and bumps. Today, I show you the seduction that lives inside of you, in your bosom, in your gut. Now, on the count of 3, you seduce. Yes? 1, 2.
I'm gonna try. Work till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hey gorgeous, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Croquette, and this is How I Do Things, the show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I would do things. Now you can take it as advice, use it as entertainment, do with it what you will. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Now today, darling, it's a Thursday and your naughty auntie is reporting for duty. And today I'm going to show you how you, my darling, when you are a seductress, aren't you? Now, in his book, The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene speaks about 9 different types of seducers. Here's the thing. We often think that seduction is boobs and bums and vava. It's not. There's different ways that you can seduce people. And in today's profiles, I'm going to show you famous men and women, some influencers and people we know about that fall into these 9 categories. So let's make it a little bit fun. And you can also find out what type of seducer are you and what superpowers you can actually use to your advantage to seduce the other sex. So if your man is out there, go get him. This is one for the ladies and for the gents to find out how we can switch on that power of seduction that we have deep within us. Now, if you have any questions that you want to send to me, head over to my Instagram and look for this picture right here. Now, it is on my Insta story highlights. So all you have to do is go to my profile at Croquette, click on my little lavender circle that says How I Do Things. You'll find this picture. Reply and let me know what you want me to talk about in our next episode. But let's not waste any time, darlings. Let's get into the art of seduction. Now, number 1, we have the Siren. This is where our minds jump to when we think of someone who is seductive. We often just jump to the Siren because she is the male fantasy and she's the most ancient of all types of seducers. She is supremely confident. She smells of danger. She is quite sexual and physically she is undeniable, honey. Now, she just exudes the sexuality and there's something about her that makes you feel sexy too. Now, when we think of sirens that we know of, we think about a Cleopatra, right? Because she's an ancient form of seducer. She's like the one that everybody speaks about. Then when we think about our local celebrities, we think about, let's see, a Bonang and a Bontle Modisel. Those two, definitely sirens. Body to go, bam, and they make you feel so sexy. They exude that sexuality and make you feel just as sexy too. Number 2, we have the Rake. Now, what the physical is for the siren, desire is that for the Rake. Now, when we think of the Rake, we often think of men, but women can fall into this fantasy category as well. The Rake is the ultimate female fantasy figure. So when we think of a man and we think of those dripping 6-packs and we think of this man who chases us and who wants us and who goes after us, that is the Rake, all right? So the Rake is undeniable about their desire for you. They light a flame and they can lift that level of lust within you, darling. Now, when I think of female Rakes, I think of Rihanna. Naughty, lifts that desire in us. When I think of female Rakes in South Africa, I would have to say Pearl Thusi. She's able to lift that desire, make you want them, and they draw you in, and they make you feel like I would do anything for you, my darling. Number 3 is the ideal lover. Now, as we grow up, we have these fantasies and these dreams that we have when we are younger of becoming these amazing human beings. But the realities of life as we continue to grow, they kind of shatter those dreams for us. Now, the ideal lover is able to tap into that and make you feel like you are capable of the dreams that you had when you were a little girl, when you were a little boy. They tap into that and make you feel as though it is possible, I am worthy, I can do this. They lift your image because they're cheering you on. Now, apparently, I am an ideal lover. I didn't actually realize that, but that's what my husband says. When you cheer somebody on, make them feel like they are capable, make them feel that they can actually reach for the stars and actually go after the dream that they had before. That is an ideal lover. When I think of my friends who are ideal lovers, I think of Yols and Mpumi. They've got that about them. They've got this energy that makes you feel like you can do it, you can do so much better. You've got this inner person who has this ability and the capability to do that. That's what an ideal lover makes you do. A lot of people, when they get into relationships and they get into marriages, they become ideal lovers because they cheer on the person that they are with. People that I would say are ideal lovers in the country, I would have to say like a Thapelo Mokoena and a DJ Zinhle. Those two kind of fit into the ideal lover state of things. Number 4 is what we call the dandy. Now, the dandy excites us because you can't really box this person. You can't categorize this human being, right? So that's what makes them so attractive. They have this sense of freedom which they have because they're not boxed in by what society thinks or wants them to be. They are their own vibe, right? So a dandy, though, has a little bit of sinisterness to them, especially when they know the type of seducer that they are. So the dandy lures you in by giving you what you want. You can spot a dandy because they have this graceful presence, because they're comfortable in their own skin, right? And they have their own vibe, but they do it so easily. They have an attention to their appearance. So their appearance is quite important to them, and they take their time to actually, cater and fulfill that and curate how they look. Plus, they have an attention to detail, as well as being able to be slightly a tease. Now, when we look at people who are like that, they're on their own vibe, they're defining themselves, and they have this sense of freedom. So when I think about local stars who make this dandy profile, I would think of like a Maps, own vibe, own kind of guy. And then I also think of like a Nomuzi as well as a Loot Love. They fall into this category of the dandy because they're a little bit of eccentrics, but they have that sex appeal, and they can be teasers. They are teasers. They tease. Number 5 is the natural. Now, when we think back to our childhood, we think of something that is innocent, fun. It's a life where we didn't have all the stresses that we had. As adults, there's adulting. It can be a bit heavy. It can make us feel like, our lives are a little compromised because it's a little boring because we're weighed down by all these expectations and stresses and all these things in our lives. The natural learns that there is something beautiful about innocence. There's something that draws you in about this innocence. And when you are attracted or seduced by someone who has this innocence, they lower your guard. And that's what the natural does. They have that girl next door type of feel, that innocence that makes you feel a little playful. May I say they even have a touch of whimsy? Now, when I think about natural seducers, that girl next door type of vibe, people who are able to make you feel a little light with life and have that touch of innocence but still draw you in as seducers, I think of people like girl next door. I think of a Minnie Dlamini. I think of a Ayanda Tebete. I also think of, internationally, I think about a Jessica Alba, as well as a Margot Robbie. As much as she's a bombshell, she has this innocence and playfulness that makes you think that she's maybe a natural too. Number 6, the Croquette. Delayed satisfaction is the ultimate form of seduction. And the Croquette, they know this. They are the ultimate tease. They lead you on and draw you in, but they have that hot and cold thing sometimes. They tease you, they lure you in. They make you feel like you have a little bit of something and then they take it away. You cannot fully have them, but you can touch them a little bit. And that's what the Croquette is able to do. The Croquette is able to keep you on your toes, always feeling like you need to pay attention because either this person is here or this person is gone. You can't blink or miss anything, or else you might miss on something important that the Croquette might just flash to you. Now, when you think of the Croquette, you think that they're a little prudish, so they are the sophisticated, sexy tease. When I think of the Croquette, I think of like a, let's see, within the influences, I think we're looking at like a Gifile Mabote as well as a Mehlali. They have that sexiness, they have that tease, but there's something about them, you can't just box them. And you feel as though you have them 1 second and then they're cold 1 second. So they've got that good hot and cold situation. A Croquette is the ultimate tease. I love the Croquette. And secretly, I think I want to be a Croquette. Number 7 is the charmer. Now, this is the ultimate consummate manipulator. Here's the thing. Seduction is a form of manipulation and influence, especially if you know that you wield it. Now, the charmer is confident, yes, but they have this method of turning the attention away from themselves and turning it on to you. So by focusing on you and indulging in you, they never complain, they never pester, they never argue, and they make you feel so precious and so important because they like to talk about you. They like to talk about how you feel and what you're interested in, and they make you feel as though you are so interesting. They feed into you, and that is what the charmer tends to do, right? The charmer is quite clever because they are able to mask their intentions and what they're trying to do by creating a mood of pleasure and comfort. I don't know, I feel like when it comes to the charmer, we've met somebody like this. Somebody who's able to make us feel so important. And this one is very hard to pick up on because they make us feel catered to. They talk to us. They make us feel good. They think about our interests. They want to hear about us. They make us feel so interesting. The charmer. So I want you to let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think is a charmer? Number 8 is the charismatic. Now, charisma, it excites us. This person walks into the room and they're able to grab this attention because they have the sense of purpose, they have the sense of confidence, and they have a direction. They are well seated in what they want, right? You're just like, this guy just knows what he wants. They are very good orators, and these people have a good sense of vision, and they're able to make you buy into that vision as well. When I think of a charismatic, I think of Obama. If you've ever read the book Becoming, Michelle just speaks about it, that as soon as Obama walked into the office where she worked, the firm where she worked, people were just attracted to him. He has this sense of vision. He's able to speak us into believing in his vision as well. This guy who just has this contentment in life but has a vision and has purpose, and you're just attracted to that purpose. And they also make you feel like, yes, I can. I also have a vision and I am able to achieve the same thing as well. I feel like we've met these guys before. These guys who you're just attracted to the way they are just so comfortable in their own skin, and they're able to have this purpose, and they are really good at speaking, and they're just so seated and rooted and grounded in what they want to achieve in their lives. And I think definitely Barack Obama fits this one to the T. Number 9 is the star, darling. Now, ordinary life is boring. Yeah, no shame. Ordinary life is boring. There's something about the star that excites us and builds this fantasy in us. Every time we're with the stars, it's like we're removed from the world we are in and we're taken to a brand new world. They have this sense of fantasy in them. They have this sense of an untouchable life that is so different from the life that we have. You can actually meet these people, ordinary people around your life. You meet this guy and he just transports you to a whole new world. He opens up a door to you that seems like it is a dream, but then obviously they are actual real stars. They have this presence, they have this life of fantasy that they draw you into, and you're just so interested and excited about this world that they possess and that they live in. Stars are vague but ethereal. They learn to transport you into this world, and they are an object of your fascination because they're just so different and they just have this presence about them. People that I think are like that if you were to be around them, they transport you into this world and open up this new world to you, are people like Nomzamo and Nandi. They have that star-like presence. When we think about stars as well, and we think about people like Marilyn Monroe, which is the ultimate bombshell. She is the siren, but she also played into the man's hand, and she's different types of seducers. She also had that element of being a star. She was light, vague and ethereal, almost untouchable, but transports you to a world, and you just feel as though when I'm with her, I'm in a different world, I'm in a different environment. Are there any males that you may think that fall into the star category? They're just so different, and they have this fantasy, and they're just so fascinating. Now, those are the 9 different types of seducers. Now, you can fall into different types of categories when it comes to the seducer. Like my husband said, somehow I am part of the coquette as well as part of the natural. Being able to play into both of them is something that you use to your advantage. Are you the Siren? Are you that drop dead gorgeous girl? Or are you like Rihanna and you're the Rake? Knowing your superpower when it comes to the type of seducer you are, that means that you are able to turn it on and use it to your advantage to sway and influence the person that you choose as your victim, and you being the queen and the seducer running things. It's your house and things go down the way you want them to. Now, your challenge for the week, because it's a date night challenge, so every single week I'm going to give you a challenge for you to complete with or without your man. Clue for next week. Now, this week, 00 Sexy, I have an assignment for you. Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to find out which seducer are you, and to also profile your man. When you have this intelligence, you can use it to your advantage. You can even be able to pick up on your man when he's trying to seduce you and be like, I see you. Once you're done, head over to my Instagram at @kopanishimange and tag me as well as hashtag date night challenge. Post an Insta story and let me know what type of seducer are you. Now, that's it for how I do things. I hope that you guys enjoyed this date night challenge. Until next time, beautiful people, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your host with the most, your 00 Sexy, your sexy auntie reporting for duty. Until next week. Mwah. Hey gorgeous, thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I hope that you enjoyed this week's date night challenge, and I hope that I'll be seeing what type of seducer you are. But until then, make sure that you don't leave without subscribing. Click on my face right here and you can get access to all my videos. Make sure you go to my website www.kopanishimange.com to get access to even more resources, my free ebook on how to build your confidence, and a sneak peek on something I'm working on. Until later days, beautiful people, have an amazing day. Bye.